Welcome back to Growing Craft. Please do subscribe to our channel before we start this video and do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you do not miss out any of our updates. Also do check our website www.growingcraft.com and let's get started. Welcome back to my channel, friends. This is Sonia here from Growing Craft, and this is a beautiful box on which we are going to do a mixed media decoupage art. So first I'm tracing down the lid because the lid is a separate piece here, and of course on those areas we are not going to work. Now here I'm using one of my favorite stencil, of course with my modeling paste, and whatever the supplies I'm using in this tutorial are available on our website growingcraft.com. Now, whenever you do your modeling paste work or your texture work on any of the areas, make sure that you try that really well, then only move on to the next step. Now, of course, wherever I have done the pencil marking on those areas, I'm going to remove all the excessive modeling paste work. Now, tracing with the pencil was one of the best way of not having those designs, the modeling paste work on that area. Otherwise, closing my lid will be very, very difficult, and of course, we don't want that. Now we are going to do the modeling paste work on all the four sides. If you want, you can play around with it only on two sides. Leave the two parts without the modeling paste. Do some nice chalk paint work or the color blending work or the stencil work. So the choices are like literally, there is no limit to it. You can do anything and everything, and you can try out a lot many other options too. Now once I dry this really well, then we are going to move on to our lid, and on the lid I am going to do my gesso work. Gesso is so important. I have been talking about this from day one, like since I've started my artwork, and yes, it really helps. So here, once I'm done with my first coat, immediately I'm doing my second coat. Now this is not a very good practice, but yeah, when I am running out of time, this helps. Now on my base, I'm going to do my gesso work. Now just because I have done my modeling paste work, that does not mean that I should not do the gesso work, because on there are areas which has not any of the modeling paste. So on those areas, playing with your colors becomes really difficult. So yes, modeling paste is really important. Till now I feel that it is important. That's why I'm sharing with you guys that it is very much important. Now here I have a rice paper. If you want, you can use your beautiful massive decoupage papers or your napkins, anything. And yes, here is one of the prettiest design, and I think this one is from some international brand. I'll try to mention all the supplies linked down in the video description box. Now to stick this here, I'm using my decoupage glue. One of the very important thing, you can either use your decoupage glue or your Mod Podge. Decoupage glue also works really well. Now here, once this dries out, I'm going to use another stencil, and I'm going to do the modeling paste work around this pretty girl design which I have sticked. So yes, you need to be a little careful. Even if overlapping your texture work on your pretty girl is okay, it's absolutely fine, so that it looks like more of a blended thing. Now I need to dry this really well, and then only we are going to move on to the next step, and that is having our gesso work. Now of course on around this box we are going to do the stencil work, and yes, trust me, this lids look absolutely beautiful. And honestly, initially I thought that I will be using the same stencil on the top and the base, but then I after finishing the project, I realized yes, using two different stencils in one project really gives you a lot more dimensions, different good feel factors, and yes, it looks really pretty. Now with the lid, having the modeling paste work is super tricky, because your lid keeps on falling. You cannot keep it directly on your base, and the surface is so small that I did not want it to have too much of time for drying out one part and then moving on to the other part. Of course, that is one of the safest and easiest option to do, but yeah, it's me trying out other options. Now of course here I'm using my gesso like I mentioned earlier, and with my sponge dauber I'm dabbing this. So whenever you're doing your decoupage in mixed media art, try to have both your sponge daubers and your paint brushes, because they really help. Now you will see a drastic color change on my modeling paste also with the gesso. So yes, at times the modeling paste colors are not the pure white. So yes, gesso really helps in having those pure white shades. Now I need to dry this up really well. Once I'm done with the gesso work, then only we can move on to the next step, and that is the color blending technique. So drying out each layer in your mixed media and your decoupage art is really important. If you don't have a heat gun, you will spend up ending a lot of time for drying out. So with the heat gun, it is super easy. Now for this project, I have picked up two shades. One is blue, the other one is purple. It's mostly going to be the combination of both. So here I'm splashing my water and you can see how beautiful it looks like. Of course, my rice paper is absorbing the color, which is absolutely fine because that's how I had planned it. I just wanted to have a bit of that a shady effect of that girl. So yes, this looks really great now. So I'm going to use this technique around on the sides also, and I'm going to repeat the same for the base also. Now it's time for my metallic wax, and of course I am going to do this around all my modeling paste work. I know that on the like in this video it is not very much visible when I'm doing the shade, but once you see the pictures at the end, you will realize that how beautiful this box looks like. Of course in the background we have our blue and purple, so here this pink color is looking absolutely great. I'm sharing all the supplies link in the video description box. You guys can check that for sure. Now with the metallic wax, I usually try to use it with my fingers only. Just have some wax on your fingers and dab it around all your textured areas or on the edges. It looks absolutely great. Now,
à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau de fer, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer.
Now it's time for my massive stamping, and this honeycomb is one of my favorites. I'm going to do this on my base and of course on my lid also, and you can use different you can even try out our triangles and the square ones, and they look absolutely amazing. Make sure that you use the permanent ink pads. On our website we have come up with different shades of these ink pads. You can check that too. Now for the box base, I'm just having the same purple color on the edges, and this is just to make it look much more finished product, because leaving that just like that doesn't look really good. So do make sure that you finish your projects with these simple kind of coloring ways so that it looks very neat. Now here I'm using a purple color chalk paint, and of course I don't need to do gesso because we are okay with having a darker color of the shades. Now finally I'm going to cover up my complete box with a black color gesso. That's really important, otherwise on the inner areas you will not be able to clean it properly. So after doing the gesso, I'm going to apply my varnish on my complete box. Of course I'm going to have good 2-3 layers of varnish so that even if I use this box on a regular basis, it does not get rinsed off. So yes, like I said, varnish is very important. Do 2-3 layers of varnish. After each layer of varnish, let it dry for at least 1 day and then move on to the second layer. So this is how your box is done, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Do let me know in the comment section your feedbacks, and thank you so much for watching guys. Take care. Bye bye.
doigts de nos lèvres, de doigts si fins